Hello, welcome to Video Mania 2. I'm the man behind the counter, Duncan, and today we're going to talk about another release from Kino Lorber. They did a 2K restoration on The Octagon, starring Chuck Norris and Lee Van Cleef, is directed by Eric Carson. And it also stars Karen Carlson, Art Hindle, Carol Bagdasarian, and Richard Norton, and from American Ninja, Tadashi Yamashita. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And you also see a quick appearance from Ernie Hudson for you Ghostbusters fans out there. So this is the latest release from Kino Lorber. They also released some other Chuck Norris movies, Good Guys Wear Black, A Force of One, and The Octagon, of course. So we're going to talk about The Octagon. If you like older movies like The Octagon, action, martial arts, please give Video Mania 2 a like and subscribe. We love this stuff here. Now, this movie, the plot is kind of complex, actually. Chuck Norris plays Scott James. He's a karate champion. He's the best one in town, but he doesn't fight for different reasons. So he also has some demons he's battling. He was adopted, and he has an adopted brother, Sakura, played by Tadashi Yamashita, and they have a falling out. So he is told by his adopted father, you are never to seek him out. He is your enemy now. So that's something that always bothers him. So he's living his life, and people are trying to get him to compete again in karate because he's the best. But then he meets this beautiful girl, and they go on a date, but she seems conflicted and troubled. And then she gets killed, and they explain why, because her brother was mixed up with Sakura, and Sakura runs this camp to train ninjas, but if you tell anyone about the secrets of the training, they will wipe out your whole family. So she's killed, and Scott James has to fight off some ninjas, but the girl he went on a date with is killed. So he becomes curious. He's like, what are ninjas doing here? So he has to start exploring that, and he's still reluctant because he doesn't want to face Sakura again, but he knows he's tied into this. So that's basically the plot. There's a lot of exposition in this plot. He meets some other women that are tied up with Sakura, and so he's so reluctant, but he's finally pulled in, and his buddy, played by Art Hindle, really starts to explore and try to seek out Sakura as well. So he's eventually pulled in, and Chuck Norris does what he does best, and he kicks ass, and he gets to fight ninjas. So this movie is pretty interesting. It has some interesting artistic choices. Like, the narration is really interesting. It's grown on me, but he whispers in an echo voiceover, and that's how he explains how he's feeling internally. So that's an interesting artistic choice. Some people like it, some people don't. Like I said, it's grown on me. So there's that aspect of it. And the choreography for an early 80s Chuck Norris, this is actually one of the better ones. And Richard Norton appears in here. And he actually plays two parts. He's a ninja enforcer at the camp, Sakura's camp, too. So he kind of pulled double duty here. But Chuck Norris is in fine form here. And one of his better acting performances, because you do believe that he is reluctant to seek out his brother, because that's something that's affected him lifelong, but eventually he pursues this adventure. Now let's talk about the restoration. It's very good. I was very pleased. Kino Lorber did a good job here, because when I first saw it, I was like, 2K on a Blu-ray? I've been spoiled by all this 4K, but I had an older DVD of The Octagon, so I had something to compare it to. And this one is much better. You can really see it. There's still natural film grain, but the close-ups here looks very natural filmic feel. So I did like it. And the black levels were much better. So now when Chuck Norris fights the ninjas, like, you can see the ground they're standing on. Things look a lot more crisp and clear, but still very natural. So this is definitely worth an upgrade if you're looking for that. And the audio's much better too, because on the old DVD, the whispering, sometimes you had to listen really closely. So here, it's a little more clear, so it comes across better. The dialogue's crisp and clear, because this one has for a Chuck Norris, but it has a lot of exposition to explain what's going on. So you hear that more clearly, and the punches and kicks sound good. So that all is top notch. Now let's get into the artwork. I really love this slipcover. It's a good quality. And in the end, in Kino Lorber, they changed it up here. They had reversible artwork, which they normally don't do, but they do here this time. So here's the reversible artwork if that's what you want to go with. So there you go. See, very nice. Now, let's get into the special features as I put this back in. Special features include audio commentary by action film historians Brandon Bentley and Mike Leader. I haven't listened to that. Audio commentary by director Eric Carson. And there's the making of the Octagon. This was ported over from the DVD and another Blu-ray release, so it isn't new. And theatrical, trailer, TV spots, and radio spots even. So pretty good amount of stuff on here. And the picture and audio upgrade is definitely worth it. So it's a good deal. The artwork on the disc, not too much to it. So, only thing I would have liked, but I'm not going to nitpick, it would have been nice to have Chuck Norris commentary 42 years later to hear his thoughts on it. That would have been pretty cool. But overall, Kino Lorber, another great release. So I really am glad I picked this up. So if you're a fan of this movie from Chuck Norris, I suggest you upgrade or pick this one up. It's a definitely worthwhile buy. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.